There's no way we can avoid death. Like, even from the start of the human race, right? To protect ourselves from rain and too much sun and heat, we started creating shelters for ourselves. And in that process, the fur on our body was, like gone, which created problems that was not there before. So when you try to save something, you got other ones. And later, even in medicine, we create medicines to cure certain diseases, and then there's new ones popping up every day, and there's no way you can stop. And you think that it's gonna increase uh, if you don't find cure, and then the number of diseases without cure is just gonna shoot up. But I don't think that's the case, because every time you create a new solution to avoid death, you're creating four other ways for death. Even like similarly, there is laziness, right? Like laziness, if you look at it as a deeper concept, roots from the need to survive more. Like you're lazy because laziness comes from a place of not, like, you don't move, right? Like when you don't move around, when you don't go out, your chances of surviving increases. So as a species, laziness is like comes natural to us because we need to survive. And that is where technology targets us, right? Technology is just making us more lazy so that we survive more. And in a way, it's also causing a lot of problems, like our eyes get strained, our backs get strained, we're always looking at the screen and we don't look at the sky enough, and that's another issue. But uh, so basically, every time you try to save yourself from death, you're creating another way that you're gonna die. And even in the case of, you might say that, car manufacturers put airbags in to avoid death, to like full death. But every airbag you put, the chances of that airbag not opening is also put into the world. So I feel like you're encouraging them to go faster, and in the case that you cannot avoid death, you're gonna die anyway. So I think my point would be that no matter how much of double quotes development you do to this world to avoid death, to survive more, and I think that is the utmost reason for development for us humans, to just expand our species and grow as an animal. But I feel you cannot avoid death, and there's also part of us, like the animal part of us is giving us a surviving instinct which makes us develop more and avoid death. But there's also another part of us which is a spiritual part of us, and that is also important to see the bigger picture. Because and then you will realize that there's no way that you can avoid death. And then later on, the point would be that to not fear death. Like, don't stop fearing death and go live your life. Like, do everything you want to do, and if you are gonna die, you're gonna die anyway. And if you're not supposed to die, you won't die, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, you cannot die before your time and you cannot die after your time, and there's no way to prove that, and hence you wouldn't believe it. But really, what can you even prove in this world, right? Like, what do you know? Like, what is sun?